The Muslims, what happened? They won the battle of Badr, and it was a tremendous defeat to the point where I heard, subhanAllah, one of the scholars, Najib Mahmoud, was a known scholar. He mentioned that the likelihood of Badr happening, like how the Muslims won Badr, it was literally, he compared it to having a race between a Lamborghini and a Toyota that was. The owner of the Toyota sat down and started doing and taking off the seats. And you're looking at him like, man, it's a Toyota versus a Lamborghini. So it's so unlikely. It was 1,000 that had so much equipment, so many swords, so many different things that they're ready for war, and then 313 or 14 against that 1,000. So it was so unlikely. It was literally the same thing as you looking at somebody who's trying to fix his Toyota Camry and trying to make it better to defeat what? A Lamborghini. And what happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His help, they did defeat them. So you're walking in like, imagine, the battle of Uhud's about to happen, you walk in like, we beat a Lamborghini with a Toyota. You know, like you have this idea or this feeling that there's no way we're gonna lose. There's absolutely no way. And in the beginning of the battle, what happens? We are actually winning. And there's no issue. And there's no problem. But one of the things about Uhud, specifically for those who've been to Umrah or been to Mecca, Uhud is a mountain. And that mountain, what people can do, or what the enemy can do, is they can go around it. I'm sure people know the story. They can go around the mountain, and what do? They sandwich the Muslims in the middle. So the Prophet ﷺ placed 50 different people on top of this mountain. And the battle was, when it started, we were winning. There was no issue. There was no problem. And what happened is Quraysh started running away. And when Quraysh ran away, these 50 people started disputing. They're like, man, we're gonna lose. Now what happens is you go down and you collect the bounty. You collect it. People, what happens is, back then there was a rule, whoever you take down, you get their stuff. You literally go and you pick up their loot. Right? The kids know this from playing these games. You pick up whatever they have. So literally these people who are on top of this mountain, the mountain of Uhud, what do? They were like, we're gonna lose on this stuff. So what did they do? Some of them went down, and others stayed up. And who saw this? This is before Khalid bin Walid was a Muslim. So he noticed, oh, they left. When these people went down, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described this. He said, مِن بَعْدِ مَا أَرَاكُمْ مَا تُحِبُّونَ. After He made you see what you love. Talking about the love of this dunya. So they saw this loot, this bounty they wanted to get. So what did they do? Some of them went down and they disobeyed who? The Prophet. I want you and me to imagine we're in this place. Imagine you're one of them who went down. If you made the mistake and you went down. And you lost the battle because of that. Khalid, when he sees it, he does the tactical thing where he goes around the mountain. And what happens is the Muslims, they end up losing. The Prophet ﷺ loses his uncle. The Prophet ﷺ himself gets injured to the point where to the end of his life, he still gets headaches from the injuries of the helmet. His helmet was struck down, and the helmets had like metal, so it went into his cheeks. He lost some of his teeth, he lost a tooth, or I can't remember which tooth it was exactly, but he lost it. Yeah, it was a very, very difficult battle, to the point where Allah says, if the Prophet ﷺ was killed, what would he have done? وَمَا مُحَمَّدٌ إِلَّا رَسُولٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِهِ الرُّسُلُ أَفَإِنْ مَاتَ أَوْ قُتِلَ. If he was killed, you're just going to turn around and walk away and run?